Then there's another one we just did in October, on 26th. So I just use this to wait for another 2 minutes as people settle in, and then we'll start in earnest. Okay, so with that, how do I get out? Okay. Okay, let's do this. All right, so welcome to the Learn to Trade workshop. I'm excited to have you guys here. My name is Adeposi Okupe, and whoever invited you, I want you to actually thank them. If somebody invited you from the No Limits group, definitely thank them. Someone says audio is not working. Let me know if you can hear me. Can someone type for me in the chat? Type yes if you can hear me. Type yes if you can hear me. Okay, so the issue is not with me, Samuel. Probably try to check your audio. Oh, Samuel has to enable his audio. So don't know how to help you there, bro. You have to enable. Let me just help you here. Samuel, you have to enable your audio. So let's help Samuel. Enable your audio. All right, so enable your audio, Samuel, so you can hear, okay? So let's get started. It's already past 7. This is going to be a value-packed session, all right? So enable, switch off your devices and make sure you are here 100%. Okay, if you have another device that's going to disturb you, just put it on silent or basically switch it off for the next 90 minutes. Nobody's going to die. Nothing's going to happen. I want to make sure that you get the benefit, the value that is going to come out tonight. Eliminate distractions. Don't post your phone number or your email address in the chat. Okay, so if you're registered for this webinar, we already have your details and you have our details. So for security reasons, please don't post your contacts. And also, as you were going along this workshop, if you have questions, put them in the chat box. Okay, so in the question and answer time, I will go through them. All right, you can put them, just type it out, and then I would go through them from time. But you will see that as I run through the content, most of your questions will be answered. All right. So the last thing is, please type where you are from. Let me know where you are joining us from. If you are from Lagos, if you are from Ogun State, Abuja, Akwa Ibom, Port Harcourt, Rivers, Warri. Let me know where you are joining from. Let's go. I like interaction, please, because this is an interactive class. We have Godfrey from Benue. We have Ogunyemi from Ekiti. Okay, who else do we have on the call? Joshua from Enugu, actually from Unsuka. Gabriel Olaya from Lagos. Awesome. I'm also in Lagos. So that makes 2 of us. Okay, so let's go ahead. Who is this course for? This course is for professionals that have no time to trade. So when I say professionals, I mean maybe you have a full-time job, you are working in a company, or you're working for yourself, you are self-employed. You understand the power of trading of the financial markets, but you realize that you don't really have time to trade. Okay, if that is you, then this webinar is for you. Okay, because there are many of you, like, you actually get into trouble because you are trying to squeeze your trading into the little time that you have. If there's anybody like that, signify in the chat box. But if you are here and you are a frustrated trader, you've been trying to make trading work, but it's just not working. You're not making any profits. You are blowing your account. Let me know in the chat box. This webinar is for you. If you have lost trust in the industry, maybe you gave somebody money to trade for you, they blew, they ran away with the money, or they said the money got, the account got blown. And you are still trying to see, okay, can I still find something that works in this industry? This workshop is for you. And if you are here looking for a profitable and sustainable strategy to build wealth, not just to make money for tomorrow's meal, but to build wealth and financial freedom over time, this webinar is for you. And that's me. That's why I was in this. I came here. I'm here and I'm going to show you how in the next 3 to 5 years, everybody here can be financially free. And I said 3 to 5 years. I'm not here to show you how to hammer in 6 months. All right. I'm showing you because the next 5 years will pass. But what's going to be different is what you've done with that 5 years. Okay. Majority of you are not new to Forex. You are not new to trading. The problem is it's not working out. And I also was in the same shoes. I've been in this industry 18 years. And I was not profitable for majority of those years because of some of the reasons I will share in this Zoom. But, trust me, the wealth of experience I have, started taking shape because somebody was there to guide me. So I'm hoping that this workshop will guide some people, will be a source of, direction for some of you. And at the end of this webinar, I will also give you an opportunity to walk deeper with me if you wish to. So my name is Adeposi Okupe, and I'm the founder of the Personal Wealth Academy and also the founder of No Limits Markets. What we're basically doing is looking for alternative strategies to help the average Nigerian to build wealth and be financially free. You can't put your money in the bank now and expect, even in the stock market now, with inflation over 33%, it's not making any sense. All right. So we're looking for strategies that are relatively still safe, but can give you high returns. All right. So why should you listen to me? They call me the Wealth Crusader. I said I have about 18 years experience. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I actually have about 4 other businesses that I run apart from this. And I'm an architect by training. I'm into real estate development. I have a leather manufacturing company that I run with my wife, and then a digital marketing business. All right. I'm a personal finance and business expert. And then I've trained over 50,000 people all over Africa. All right. Major cities in Africa over the last decade. Okay. So I know a thing or two about finance and building wealth. And what I'm showing you here, as I said, is not only how to stop losing trades and blowing your account, but I hope that I'll be able to show you and you'll be able to understand that you can actually break free. You can actually become financially free and you can actually manage your money by yourself. If that light bulb can switch for you, I would have done my job. So I want somebody to type in the chat box, no one is smarter than me. Go ahead and type that in the chat. I want you to affirm that. No one is smarter than me. Type it down. No one is smarter than me, because many of you have relegated your financial future to a third party. And the question I always ask is, if your finances are so important, why do you relegate total control of those finances to somebody else? All right. So no one is smarter than you. And we'll talk about the right plan, the right platform, and the right psychology to get this done in record time. Okay, so what are you up against? You're up against the government, all right? The big institutions. They profit from your money. So you put that your money, your hard-earned money in the bank. They give you peanuts, 3%, if it's at the 2 point something percent, if you are doing savings, if you're doing fixed deposit, maybe 6% is a bit higher. But what's all that? What's all that in the midst of inflation that is 33% in a year? If you're making 8% on your money in the bank, but the bank is not making 8% on your money. The bank is probably doing 100x on your money. That money you put there, they're giving you peanuts. And then the government will tax you and leave you worse off. And then you have the inflation. Okay? So for most people, you think you are going forward, but you are actually going backward. Can anybody relate to this? This is what drove me to study financial markets and see if there is a road here, I want to understand it, and I want to see how it can work for me. All right. So after this trading, you will stop blowing accounts. Can someone type amen? Type amen in the chat. Why I'm asking you to type amen is because many of you will still not follow what I teach you. Only a few of you will take what I teach you today, and the last account you blew will be the last account. Trust me. I have lots of students to prove. And that's why I ask you guys to join my community so you can see what's going on there. I will teach you how to hedge trade like the institutions. Many times, the reason you are losing money is because you are fighting against the big dogs. I want to show you how you can play their game and win with them. You will learn how to turn around losing trade. So you started a trade, you thought it was going up, but it started going down. How can you turn that scenario into a profitable one? Rather than just, oh, I made mistake, close it out in a loss, or let it hit my stop loss. How can you turn around a losing trade into profit? Is it possible, and how? I'll show you how you can trade profitably in 10 to 15 minutes a day. For those of you who are busy like me, you don't have time to sit down for New York session or London session. All right. 10 to 15 minutes a day. How can you trade profitably and still become financially free? And how can you do this in 3 to 5 years? I thought somebody would be excited by now. We're putting some fire emojis. Okay. So you are going to become a smart money manager. That's the goal for this thing. So you can say, look, this is my money. I don't need to give it to another person to manage. I can manage my money and outperform the biggest banks that are doing 15%, 10%. I can do 100% a year. And if you do 100% a year, in over 5 years, you're going to be swimming in money. You become a confident trader. You'll be able to provide for yourself or your family, and you can become an all-round success. Okay, so these are some of snapshots from my community, and some of my students, how they are faring. So if you look at the top left here, you can see this person's account, it deposited $1,000, and in a space of 90 days, you can see last 90 days here, he was able to make 33%. All right, so that is the 33.8% on his $1,000 in 90 days. If you did this alone for the year, you have beat inflation. But he still has another 8 months to go. Are you seeing that? So how much do you think this guy will make in a this guy is doing about 10, 11 or 10, 11% per month on his account. And I'll show you how to do that. All right. You can see somebody here doing 13.6% per month. This other guy on YouTube says your strategy is working perfectly. It happens to be a type of strategy that I have been searching for years. And some of you, I think was somebody on the call, maybe Godfrey, that said he's looking for the sustainable, predictable strategy. All right. And that's what I was looking for too before I found what I'm about to share with you guys. So what is the golden question? Are you trading or gambling? Majority of us, if we are honest with ourselves, we are actually not trading. When you press buy or when you press sell, if you press buy and your heart immediately jumps from your stomach into your mouth, you are not trading. You are most likely gambling. Most likely gambling. All right. If you are hoping that, oh, this trade will turn around and close me out in profit, you are most likely gambling. But there's a way you can trade, and you know that, no, I'm 80% sure. Even if this thing goes against me, I can turn it around to profit. And that's what you are going to see in the program today. These are my personal results. This is independently audited by FX Blue. FX Blue is a third-party statistics website like my FX book. Some of you know my FX book, but FX Blue I prefer because it gives me more analysis on my account. And this is my first account, 363. Actually, it's almost 400% by now, and over about 400 days. So can you see what we're talking about? This is about 14 or 15 months. August, September, October, November. Let's say about 14 months. I started this account as a challenge account. I wanted to prove to you guys that you can actually become financially free in 3 to 5 years, spending 10 to 15 minutes a day growing your account, making about 10 to 15% per month. So this is 12% per month. And many of you can do way more than this. I'm very busy. I don't have time to sit down and trade. And I'm doing 12% on my money every month. For some of you, this is what you're looking for. Is there anybody I'm speaking to here? You are a working class person. You have money in savings. It's losing value. And you're wondering, where do I put this money? And you'll be happy to learn how to do 10 to 15% per month. So expect jam-packed value. At the end of this program, I'm going to offer those of you who are interested. It's not compulsory, my mentorship program, but I will make it an offer you cannot afford to say no to. I'll make it so juicy that you want to join us. Because I don't want to be the only one succeeding in this in Nigeria. We have a big international community trading this particular strategy, but I want to have Nigerian stories. I've removed my financial dependence from Nigerian economy for about 7 years. For about 7 years. All right. So I want to create about at least 100 Nigerian success stories. And once I do that, whatever discount I'm offering on that mentorship is gone for life. Trust me, because it's a lot of time. So get a notebook and a pen so you can write down, and we can go right into the training. All right. So Forex is actually very simple. Is it not to go up or down? It's only two directions. It can either go up or down. What can be so simple? Just choose 50-50. Okay, it's not easy. The problem is that it's not easy because of your emotions and because of the element of risk management, money management, emotional management. Those are the things that will mess you up. And for many of you that are trading that you don't have time to trade or you don't have capital to trade, this is your biggest problem. In fact, I stopped it at a point in my life. I stopped trading. I withdrew my account. I closed my first. I read my money and I closed my account because I just had to be honest with myself. You are trying to trade $100 and you want to eat from that $100. You fund your account. You want to do 100% so that you can remove $100, at least 160K, go do something. Remove for your $100 profit and still leave the $100 there so that next month you can do another $100 so that you can be using that money to eat. Oga, you want to be doing 100% per month. So risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. The rich people don't actually trade that way. Institutions do not trade that way. They are okay with making 1% a month. They just want it to be above inflation. But you, because you don't have money, that man has 10 billion in the financial market. He's okay with 1%. That's 100. 1% is 100 million naira for example. A month, 1% a month, 100 million. So how much does he want to eat? He's okay with 0.5% a month. But you, because it's $100 or $50, you want to do 20x on your money. All right. So that's the reason a lot of us get into trouble. You over leverage yourself, over leverage your account, and then your emotions go out of order. All right. So we'll talk about how to manage risk. And this is something that is an ongoing thing. That's why you need mentorship, not just a course. You need guidance, you need a community, you need accountability, so that when you do nonsense and I ask you, okay, what were you thinking when you did this thing? And there are some of you I will tell you straight up, like, this thing will likely not work for you. You need to go and get a job. If you're unemployed, you don't have money, it's going to be hard because you're looking at the $100 there and you need to buy food. You will be under pressure. Okay, but if I was to show you a way that you can be maybe 80% sure that this market is going up, even if it dances around, it tries to shake me out and all that, it's going up, would that put you in a better position? Would that give you more confidence in your trading? All right. So anxiety, loneliness, accountability, encouragement, mentoring, those are all the things that we do in our Discord group. So take this link or take a screenshot. Take a screenshot so that you can, maybe I should put it in the chat for you. So go and join this group while it is free, because it's not going to be free forever. And then join my Telegram group as well. My Telegram group is where I'm journaling my challenge. It's called the 555 challenge. I'm taking $500. I started last year, $500 to $500,000 in 5 years or less, and it's public. So if you want to see how that is going, join my Telegram channel. Okay. Now, let's start the lesson. If you want to trade 10 to 15 minutes a day and make 10 to 15% per month without stress, timing is everything. The first thing you need to do is you need to move up your time frames. You need to move up on your time frame. If you are busy, you have no business trading 15-minute chart. You cannot sit down. How many candles do you want to sit down and count? You are busy. So many times you want to enter a trade, a call comes in, before you know it, you have missed the opportunity. Or you are in a trade, it has not gotten to where you want it to get to, but you have to leave. And sometimes you leave the trader, let me quickly go and come back. Something takes your attention. Before you come back, the account don't wreck. 15-minute chart is not for you if you are busy, if you don't have time to sit down on the chart. And most of us are hustling. We don't have time to sit down on the chart with your $100 or your $500. Okay, so timing is everything. So I trade on the 4-hour chart. So let's go to the chart and do a little bit of exercise. Okay. So this is gold. 4-hour chart. Now, the question I have for us, please answer me in the chat group, in chat box. How many 4-hour candles do you have in a 24-hour period? How many 4-hour candles do you have in a day? Can somebody answer? I think I'm going to be doing gift for fastest fingers. How many 4-hour candles do you have in a day? Okay, Temilade says 6. Nze Wodosandra 6. Douglas 6. Kelly 5. Item 6. Okay, Kelly, are we using the same clock? Emmanuel says 6. So we actually have 6. 24 divided by 4 is 6 candles. So I wanted to show you that quickly. You see this, so let me zoom in here. You see this gray bar here? This gray line is on what? Friday, 1st of November, 1 o'clock. Can you see it at the bottom right here? 1 o'clock. So let me count 6 candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What does that bring you to? Oh, this is not a good example. This is Friday to Monday. Okay, let's go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So Thursday, 30th, 31st October, 1 p.m. 6 candles later, you are back to 1 p.m. So that's exactly 24 hours. All right. So you only have 6 candles in a day. If you are trading on the 4-hour chart, no matter how the market wants to do, only 6 candles in a day. There's time. There's time. So already your heart rate has dropped. Somebody said he always has, is it Godfrey? He says he always has high blood pressure. Your high blood pressure should stop after this webinar, except you are not listening. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to do. So what I do is that I set my alarm. I set my alarm. I've showed you guys my phone. If you came for the physical class, the workshop that we did in Ikeja, you already saw my phone. I showed you my account. I showed you my alarm. So I set my alarm. So like now, the next alarm is for 11 p.m. The last one was for 7 p.m. That's just at the start of this webinar. The one before that was 3 p.m. So like that, 3 p.m., 11 p.m., 3 p.m., 7 p.m., 11 p.m., 3 p.m., 7 p.m., 11 p.m. So I set my alarm every 4 hours. So all that's going to happen is my alarm will ring. Grang, 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 grang. I look at it. I open my MT4. I know exactly what I'm looking for. In 10 to 15 seconds, I can detect if I need to enter a trade or I need to exit the trade or I need to do nothing. 10 seconds, I'm done. I close my phone, I do what I have to do, and I go back to work. That's literally how you trade. But you need to have the understanding of what we are looking for. What are the conditions we are looking for? Okay? And then, thirdly, keep a journal. If you follow these 3 things I said, your heart rate would drop drastically, number 1. And number 2, you put yourself in a position to actually learn. Many of you do not learn from your failures. That's why you keep struggling. Failure is not actually a doom sentence. Okay, it's not a doom sentence. But most of you don't have a system of learning from your failure. So if something goes wrong, you don't know what went wrong. You don't know what went wrong. You're like, maybe they are following me. Oh, they are looking for me, or they are setting trap for me. All right. Oh, they are not fair and all those things. No, you write down what you did. And if you keep failing, you can go back and say, okay, what the last 4 accounts I blew, the trade I made that blew those accounts, I used 1.5 lot size. Okay, maybe I should reduce my lot size and see. Can you see that? Or the last trades I did, I was actually chasing the trend. I didn't have any reason to enter. I was just gambling. Just be honest, I was gambling. Write it down. That's a journal. So get a book. Get a book, a trading journal. Every trade that you write the trade, the lot size you used, your reason for entering the trade, your entry conditions. Write it down. And most importantly, how do you feel when you make that trade? Write it down. Did you feel excited? Did you feel scared? Did you feel anxious? Did you feel greedy? It's your journal. You don't need to share it with anybody. So be honest with yourself. If you can't be honest with yourself, you cannot succeed in life. That's just the truth. Because you need to be able to reflect. And then in the weekend, that's when you go through your journal and you see the trades that you took. Okay, this worked out, this did not work out. And then next week, you plan to do better. Is this making sense? I know most of you will not do this. That's why I said the few that will do it will get the results. Go and get a book, write a journal, write every time you take a trade. You will not be taking too many trades. If you are trading this strategy I'm showing you, in a week, you may take three trades. That's if you even see 3 trades. All right. Now, let's go into the concepts. So the strategy I'm going to teach you is basically to trade your personal money the way the big boys and the financial institutions trade, the way the central banks trade. I want you to show you how they trade. And basically, what we want to do is to spot what they are doing. We want to spot when the banks are buying, when they are moving the market. At the beginning of that move, we want to enter. All right. And we want to ride that move until it gets to the bus stop. If you are a bus is going from Lagos to Abuja, and you enter from Lagos and you stop at Ekiti or Ondo, and you are happy, should you be happy when the bus is actually going to Abuja, Aso Rock? That's what most of us do. You enter, you come out your 20 pips, say, thank God, thank God, thank God. At least I shall see 20 pips today. But the thing was going to 300 pips. We want to learn how to ride those trends. You're not the one moving the market. It is the institutions that are moving the market. How do we spot those moves? And then we ride it. So it's a combination of about 3 or 4 different concepts into this one mammoth strategy. So the first concept is hedge trading. What exactly is hedge trading? All right. Hedge trading is how we manage risk. So if you saw my ad on Facebook or somebody invited you here, or you've been in my audience or my email list, I said that we do not use a stop loss. You can learn how to trade safely and profitably without using a stop loss or take profit. It's not marketing gimmick. It's 100% true. All right. So let me share my phone screen so we can do some practicals. Okay. All right. All right. So people are still joining the call. That's fine. Okay. So let's share. Stop this one. What's that? Okay. Okay. So let me know. Can anyone see my screen? My phone screen now. Let's do it again. Okay. Me, I can't see the screen. That's why I can't see it on the Zoom. Okay. So since you can see my screen, that's fine. Come on. Okay. So I want to show you hedging. I was talking about hedging. Look at this buy trade 0.01. Can you see? Can you guys see the screen? Someone says no chart showing. How do you guys see my screen? Others can't see it. Okay, just hold on. It's showing only my peak. Okay, just hold on. I'm just trying to share just 1 minute. Okay, while we're waiting for that one, let me use TradingView to explain. So let me show you what hedging is actually. So let's assume that you wanted to buy somewhere here. You saw that, oh, this trend was going up, right? And then you bought. Maybe you bought somewhere here. So what most of you would have done is that you put you would have put something like this, put your stop loss maybe here, and then maybe you're looking for a ratio 1 to 2. I'm just showing you what we call maybe retail trading. So something like this, you entered here, oh, it's going up, it has broken recent high, right? And it's going up. All of a sudden, the thing turned around. So for most of you, your stop loss would have been taken out here, and you'll be out of the trade. Okay, but when we are hedge trading, we do not use a stop loss. What we do is that you should be able to see my screen by now. You should be able to see my screen because I'm sharing my screen on my laptop. All right. So instead of putting a stop loss, what we put here is a pending order, is a sell stop. That's what we put, a pending order, but it's called a sell stop. That's a hedge. What we are saying is that if sell stop, if the price comes down to this level, don't close this trade. You just enter a new trade in the opposite direction. That's a hedge. All right. So what that means is when you hedge, you are going to use the exact same lot size. So if this was 0.01, this trade must be 0.01 for it to be a hedge trade. That's what it means. So it means that your account is now in equilibrium. No profit, no loss. There's going to be what we call a drawdown here. So maybe your account was minus $50 with this trade. By the time you enter this trade here, that your minus $50 unrealized loss is called drawdown. It's going to be there, but it won't be closed. It won't be closed. You won't lose the money. It's just there as drawdown. If the price keeps going down like it did today, what will happen is that this your sell trade will increase. It will increase in profit. This your buy trade now, which is negative, will increase in loss. But the difference between your profit and loss will still be the same minus 50. So that's what a hedge is. It puts your account in equilibrium. So why would you want to dash people your money by force and say, okay, if price gets here, take my money? No, me, I don't agree. I will keep the drawdown and come back to collect it because price always goes down. Like this price that went down like this, is still coming back up. So why not carry the drawdown and find a way, which I'm going to teach you, how to make money both ways and come out in overall profit. That's what you're about to learn. But I'm just teaching you hedging. If your account right now is going bonkers and you don't know what to do, the first thing to do is to hedge. That's the first thing. Calculate all your buys, all the lot sizes, and then open an opposite trade. If it's a sell, open a sell that is equivalent to all your buys. So if all your buy trade amounts to 0.5, then you must open a hedge trade of 0.5. So your account will be equilibrium. Are you seeing this? Does that make sense, guys? So I was trying to show you. So let's see whether this sharing thing will work now. Okay, so great. The phone is showing now. All right. So this is what I was trying to show you. This is a trade. So let's go here. So just assume the example I gave you that I was trying to buy Let's say I was trying to buy somewhere here. I bought, thinking it would go up. All right. But the thing went up and came down. So instead of, maybe I put my stop loss here, this place. Instead of closing the trade in a loss, what I decided to do was open a sell trade. So I now have a buy that is in negative, this one, and I have a sell that is in positive. So the difference between here and here, come on, is what I'm calling drawdown. So if you're going to hedge trade, you must be comfortable with something called drawdown. You just need to learn how to manage it and come out in overall profit. So that's hedge trading. Don't let's spend too much time on that. So let's go back to the reason most of you cannot hedge. Let me show you now before I close this. The reason most of you cannot hedge is because you are on the wrong broker. Some brokers will not allow you to hedge on the same pair. Some brokers, because you are on a standard account, you cannot hedge. If you hedge, you run out of margin, you cannot open new trades. So I see some of the things. That's why I told you guys to open the correct account. If you did not follow that, the link is in your email. After this webinar, go back to your email, the pre-workshop instructions. I gave you the link to open that account. If you go to FBS directly, you will not see a sent account there. The right account that you should use for this type of trading is the sent account on FBS. There's a specific reason why you must use FBS, and let me show you. Can you look at this trade? If you can zoom your phone, you can zoom. This trade was opened on the 25th of April, 2024. How many months ago is that? May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 7 months ago. No stop loss, no take profit. Look at it right there. And guess what? No swap fees. Some of you already cannot believe this. that there's you heard it. I'm holding a trade for 7 months and there is no swap fee. There is no taxes. There is no commission. No charge on the trade from the broker. That's it right there. Okay, let me open the hedge. So this was a buy trade thinking to go up. This is an example account, by the way. And then I open the hedge. Can you see the same day? No stop loss, no take profit, no swap, no tax, no charge. I use this on another training. This was 26th of September. Same thing, no stop loss, no take profit, no swap, no tax, no charge. But the difference between this and this is always going to be fixed. If this one goes into profit, $100, this one will be minus, whatever it is, maybe minus 99. If this one goes into loss, minus 100, this one will be like profit of 99. So the difference will balance. We now need to learn how do we come out of the hedge. That's what you learn in the course and in the mentorship. Okay, or with experience. So let's go back to all right. So hedge trading builds confidence. It builds predictability, increase profits. Because if the trade goes against you, you can ride the trend all the way down to the end till it has finished. So like this trade I'm showing you here, the thing was going up, but you hedged here. Then this your sell, you follow it down to the end. It's profit. By the time the conditions are met, when we are sure this thing is reversing, guess what we do? We close this our sell in profit, and then we will enter a new buy trade right here. We enter a buy trade. So we have one buy and we have a second buy. This one is in negative. This one is in positive. So what's going to happen is that you've taken this one now. You've taken this profit. So this one will start going back up like that. Your trade. Eventually, it will come and cross this line. Eventually, but once it crosses this line, this your buy is in profit. You can decide to close it at break even so that it doesn't fall back again. Or you can decide to leave it and see how far it goes. That's up to you. But you guess what? You would have made money going down and coming back up. Isn't that brilliant? When I understood this, it changed everything about my trading. Why will I stress? It's going down. If it goes down, it's coming back up. If it goes up, it's coming back down. So what you now need to learn is how to manage your emotions and manage your money. Okay, Alexander is asking if there's a means to get. Don't worry, just wait till the end. I'll show you how to get it. Okay, so let's go back to the. So let's talk about concept number 2. Concept number 2. So we all understand hedge trading. Do we get it conceptually? Concept number 2 is DCA trading. Yes, Godfrey. Forex is simple, as I said. It's just that it's not easy because of your emotions and lack of money management and lack of risk management. That's it. So DCA trading is a strategy for managing price risk. If you're trying to purchase something at a particular price point, if you after buying, let's say you want to buy Bitcoin or gold, and you want to buy 100,000 naira worth of gold, or $100,000 worth of gold. Let's talk dollars. $100,000 worth of gold. If you buy everything today and tomorrow the price of gold drops to $2,000, and today you bought it 2,600, you are going to beat yourself because if I just waited. So dollar cost averaging says instead of buying $100,000 at once, I'm going to buy $10,000 every month for the next 10 months. So it's dollar cost averaging. So you average your entry price so that if the thing keeps going down, at least you've gotten an average entry. And guess what? If you may be saying that, okay, I won't buy today, let it go down. That is going to go down. And all of a sudden, the thing just jumps. You will still beat yourself. So the point is, don't wait for the right price and try to time the market. Enter. All right, and just get the average entry around that period. So that's what dollar cost averaging is about in a nutshell. You buy smaller amounts in a regular interval, regardless of the price. Again, most of your brokers and your trading accounts will not allow you to do this. Because some of you are already thinking, how will I dollar cost average with my $100 account? There's a particular type of account you need to be on. It's called a cent account. I'll talk about it later. And you must be on a broker that will allow you to hold trades for a long time. I'm going to show you guys my account on this Zoom so that you can see trades that I've been holding for over a year, 12 months, 14 months. I will come back to collect the money, but for most of you, swap fees are going to kill you. They are charging you every day for holding a trade overnight. So you are in a hurry to close it. Are you seeing it? So the right platform is very important. So let's explain DCA as an example. So this is gold. So assume this is a year. I want to buy gold. As I said, $100,000. In January, I buy 10,000. Guess what? The price goes up of gold. I'm happy, but I buy another 10,000. In the third month, the price drops down. What did I do? I buy another 10,000. In the fourth month, I buy another 10,000. In the fifth month, I buy another 10,000. Now, these first 5 months, can you see that you are actually in the red? You can see it. All these your trades are in negative. At this 5th month, most of you would have said, I beg, at all, 9 bad pass. Make a command 1 way day. You understand? I'm just putting money, things going and going down. I beg, just sell it, sell now. As I said, if you know that this thing is still going to go up, then anything that is going down, what do you look at it as? Discount. If you know that gold is going up and you can see that the price is going down as you are buying, you should consider it as a discount. You are getting a better entry, a lower entry, because the price will still go up. So you keep buying your $10,000 in month 6. Month 7, you can see that it starts inching up. In month 7, month 8, month 9, all these 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are already in profit. Overall, all this profit has already outweighed these 2 trades. Are you getting my point? Overall, at this 9th month, all these 6 profits have outweighed these 2 negative. You can even decide to close it here in month 9 and you'll be net profit. But you can leave it and say, okay, let's keep buying. Month 10, all your trades are now in profit. And you can see what happened next. If you had just waited, what would have happened is that you got a better entry on the price, and then you now reap benefits of your patience. So that's dollar cost averaging. This is something that banks do, countries do, big companies do. When something is going down, that's when they buy. Because they can wait. It's not money they need for tomorrow. You are the one that is in a hurry. They can wait for 10 years. They keep going. The thing is going and they keep buying it. They keep buying. When all of you have run away from the market, the thing will start going back up. And they collect their money 5 years' time. So this is a patient strategy, and you must be able to use minimal lot sizes. You need to use smaller risk on your trade so that because you're going to have multiple trades, several, running to 10s, 20 trades on, and you'll be managing them. Can you see? So that's DCA example. So let me give you the example of ShopRite and use this to I want to use this to explain the concept of treating your trading as a business. Many of you treat trading as this thing you do, this online thing. It's a real, you are in the business of providing liquidity. That's what Forex is. You are in the business of providing liquidity. It's a business. There are full companies, billion-dollar companies, that what they do is they call them liquidity provider. That's what you are doing. You put your $10 in the market, it's liquidity. Somebody use that $10 to buy or to sell. Okay. So let me give you for those of you who are scared. After showing you ShopRite, I will now show you my account, because I want you guys to have the right mindset when it comes to trading. So most of us know ShopRite. Let's assume ShopRite opens a new store in Ikeja, in a new mall. They spend 100 million naira, maybe 90 million for the shop, to buy the shop, to fit it in, to put the lights, all the stalls, and they use 10 million, to stock it and all those things. So they spend 100 million down already. Business never open. If in the first month of operation, ShopRite makes a sale of 2 million naira. Question now, I want you to answer in the comments. That 2 million, is it profit or loss? What is the 2 million? They spent 100 million. They spent 100 million fitting the shop out, buying the shop, putting goods there, employing staff, and then in the first month they make 2 million. That 2 million, is it profit or loss? Godfrey says it's profit. Item says it's profit. What do you guys think? Does anybody think that's out of 100 million, I've made 2? So is it profit, or are they in profit, or are they in loss? Let me put it that way. Amos says income. Don't scatter my head. Don't disturb me. It's income. It's revenue. Samuel says in loss. They are in loss. So they are in what we call unrealized loss, because you cannot judge a 1 year business year. Yes, Temilade says it's cash flow because they haven't broken even. So you cannot, it's at the end of the year, they're going to look at their books and say, okay, this is our move that we made. Is it profitable? And sometimes they don't judge in a year. Some companies that you know, Amazon, Jumia, Konga, all these companies, they are not profitable yet. They are making revenue, but they are not profitable. All their revenue is going to expenses because they are trying to expand, open more stores. That's thinking like a business. So ShopRite, even though they've made 2 million in month one, even if they make 50 million in the first year, it is revenue, is income. But overall, there's still something called negative P&L, unrealized loss of 50 million. But you can't call it a loss because they've not closed the account. If they just close down the shop, they sell the shop, they're not doing again, blah, 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 then you can say it's a loss. But as long as the store is open, if you agree with me, say yes. As long as the store is open, that unrealized loss is going to keep reducing, right? Because they're going to be making sales every month. But guess what? It's only if they are no more in business. Let's say what they bought in January, we must finish all these things first so that we know whether we are making money. No. As they finish selling January, maybe they sold 5 million. They will take that 5 million, maybe they'll take 4 million out of it and go and buy goods again to restock the shop. So you're never going to see a scenario where ShopRite is just making their money back. As they are making the money back, they are also buying more goods. Because you can never have a business in operation without operating capital, without unrealized loss. Bring it down to Forex without drawdown. You must be comfortable with drawdown, having money on the table, money on the line. Do we understand this, man? I try to break it down and make it very relatable. That's why I'm using this example. For you to be in business, you must pay rent, you must pay salaries. You've not talked about profits. You must pay tax, you must pay LASMA, you must LOMA, you must pay vigilante. You must pay all those things, and you must have goods to sell. You must buy it down. That's what qualifies you to be in business. And for you to remain in business, you have to keep restocking, keep your employees. That's what we call draw down. So drum it into your head. Be comfortable with having drawdown. So with this now, let me go back to my phone and show you what I'm talking about. So that some of you, when you see the account, you won't faint. So let me take you to my real account. This is my challenge account, by the way, my challenge account. All right. And you can see these are real. This is a 7690. It's a real account. That's the account I showed you that is almost 400%. Started with less than $500, and now we are above $3,000. You can see the account. Okay, so the first thing you need to know, this is not $313,000. Okay, somebody like, what? So this is $3,000. It's a cent account. When you have cent account, then the money is displayed in cents. So $1 equals 100 cents. So whatever dollar you have times 100. So this is $3,130.96. Why does this thing keep? This thing does not want me to show you. So did you guys see the drawdown there? So this account is in drawdown now. Don't try what I'm doing here. Okay, this account for me is experimental. So there's a reason why the drawdown is high. The drawdown is really high. For you, my risk threshold is not your risk threshold. I know exactly what I'm doing with this account. All right, and I know that I cannot blow it. Okay, and this probably also shows you that even if something goes into drawdown for a lot, you can still come back. And I'm going to demonstrate that with this account. So this is a drawdown. Most of you are always focusing on this part. You are focusing on this number here, and that's why you are having emotional meltdown. Your focus should be here on the chart. If you know what you're doing, if you are trading and not gambling, your focus should be on this screen, not on this screen. Okay, because if you are here, you are looking at almost see red, almost see red, almost see red. Okay, small blue here. Why are you leaving the blue on the table? This is business. All right. These are goods I've purchased. They are all coming back to profit. They are all coming back to profit. All right. So let me show you what's happening now. These are all dollar cost average. 0.02. They're all dollar cost average as the price is going down. All right. See, so let's go to trade levels. Okay. So can you see this now? From here, where price was up here, I've been buying. Can you see this? When you are starting this strategy, you will not be buying as much as this. All right. So I'm doing some high frequency trading on this, which is advanced. You will learn this later. Okay. But I'm just trying to show you the principle. Dollar cost averaging. I'm buying. The price is going down, but I'm actually buying. Did you see any sell here? I'm actually buying. Because me, I know gold is going up. So what's going to happen? Somewhere around here, this trend will go back up. And then all these buys will come into profit. That's exactly what is happening. All right. So most of you focus on this place. This is what you need to be focusing on. When this thing comes up like this, I know that I can close this in profit. Or I can wait for it to go back up and then close this in profit. It's just the concept I want you to understand. All right. That you must be comfortable with. I'm in a lot of drawdown like this. Most of you are like, how can you be in this kind of drawdown? I'm in a lot of drawdown. But I know that I can hold it. It's business. When thing comes back up, all these trades are going to be in profit. And that's how we interpret all this red. All this red. Okay? So, I just wanted to show you that. Let's go back to the meeting. All right. The reason most of you cannot do what I just showed you now is because you are on the wrong broker. You're on the wrong broker. In the next 30 minutes, after this broker thing, I will show you the strategy. Entry, how to enter, how to exit, how to hedge, how everything comes together to make a beautiful strategy that you can use to make anywhere from 10, 15, 20% a month in just 10, 15 minutes a day. You can see how low stress this thing is. Low, there's no any moment. We're always used to high energy trading. So I use FPS and I've been in the industry for a long time. This is not about, oh, the best broker, the low. I'm looking for reliable brokers. FBS has been in the game 14 years. They are one of the largest brokers in the world. Over 28 million traders. And this was last year's statistics. All right. I'm building my money to $500,000. I'm holding trades for a long time. I don't want to hear stories about something happened to the broker, the government caught them. We're doing business. They call it something ease of doing business. You want the platform to be secure. FBS is regulated in 4 international financial centers. In Cyprus, in Australia, in Belize, and in South Africa. Those are 4 places across the globe. All right. So they are regulated globally. If anything happens to your account and FBS is not responding, you can report to the regulator and the regulator can withdraw their license. So no broker wants their license withdrawn. That's if they didn't even want to attend to you. They will have to. But we actually have FBS being extremely, if you go to their website and chat with them, there's 24/7 live instant support. I have direct access to FBS management. I'm saying top global management. All right. And they are aware of these webinars that we're doing. So if there's any technical support, it's just a WhatsApp chat away. That's part of the benefits you get by trading in my community. We don't want to be thinking about whether the money is safe and all those things. Let's focus on trading, or whether the broker took your money or the broker is trading against you, or you want to withdraw your money. They say you cannot withdraw. You know, they have so many stories. Somebody was telling us in the event that something happened to his account. The broker said he cannot withdraw from the account, that the only thing he can do with that money now is to donate the money to a charity that they will choose. Okay, I deposited money to make money. You're telling me that I can't withdraw my money. I can only donate it to a charity. It's not be juju be that one. All right, so FBS also has low spreads and zero swap fees. So it makes it prime for what we are trying to do. It's just a perfect broker for that. So I sent you a link in your email. If I'm the one that invited you, if somebody else invited you to this Zoom, please go back to them, ask them for their own link. You must go through a partner link to FBS. Otherwise, you will only see standard account, and you cannot use a standard account for what I'm about to show you. If you try to use a standard account, you will blow it. It must be a cent account. And I highly recommend. In fact, I will not agree to mentor you if it's not an FBS, because I don't want you coming in month 3 and saying something happened to my account. We don't need that stress. So avoid scams, avoid platforms, you can trade your money by yourself. Okay, so go back to the email. If I invited you from Facebook or any of my channels, I sent you the pre-workshop instructions. If you've lost it, send me a personal message. I'll send it to you again. I will show you how to remove your swap fee forever, how to download MT4, MT5, how to set up the moving averages, how to set up your statistics reporting like I showed you. All right. So I've shown you. Let me look at the chat. I think people are sending some messages. And we have less than 30 minutes to go. So I'm just going to show you the strategy now. So you understand the concepts. Okay, there's one more concept I'll show you. Hedge trading, dollar cost averaging, and then the moving average. Okay, Sandra says send link. Yes, Amana, it's FBS. So I don't know if there are there people here that were invited by some of my other partners? I don't want to put my link so that you need to sign up with your partner's link so that they can monitor and provide oversight over your account. But if you signed up with my invitation, if you were invited by me, then you need to use my link. Please send me a direct message on WhatsApp or Discord or anywhere you are in touch with me. Send me a message and ask me for the link. I'll send it to you. Okay? But everybody else should be on Discord anyway. Be on Discord. So let me show you the moving averages. This is how we get up to 80% success rate on entries and exits. When we say this thing is going up, 80% of the time is going to go up. So we use candlesticks. This is not a beginner tutorial, even though I have a beginner course. So if you are new to Forex, I'll take care of you. But we use the candlesticks to interpret what price is doing, but we do not trade with the candlesticks. We do not make trading decisions on these candlesticks. But I can say, oh, this is an evening star. Okay, there may be a reversal. Oh, this is a bearish harami. Okay, there may be a consolidation, like that. We use it to interpret what price is doing, but our entry and exit triggers are based on something else. The only candlestick we make a trading decision with is the doji. And this is what the doji looks like. Anytime you see this on your chart, this is a doji. A doji represents indecision. So you need to be able to spot a doji. And it is only a doji after the candle has closed, not in the middle. If it's a 4-hour candle and in just 2 hours into the candle, you are seeing a doji, it's not a doji. It must close as a doji before you make a decision. I hope that's clear. So what is the doji rule? Let me give you rule number 1. Doji rule. If you see a doji at the top of the trend, we take that to mean the end of the trend. All right, you know, I told you we want to enter a trade from the beginning and ride it to the end. So when we see a doji, it means we have reached Abuja from Lagos. We have reached Aso Rock. There's no other place to go. Jump down now, because anything from now and a day you go enter. So when we see a doji at the bottom of a trend, an uptrend, we say that's the end of the trend and we close the trade in profit. We only close trades in profit. We do not close trades in a loss. So if you see a doji at the top of the trend, feel free to close your trades that are in profit, that are in blue. So you can see that when I showed you my phone, you saw a lot of red. That's because I've closed the blue trades. Are you seeing it? I've closed the blue trades before the thing started dropping. Now, if you have a downtrend and you now see doji at the bottom of the trend, we ignore it. So this is a doji at the top of the trend. Can you see what happened after doji drop? This is a doji somewhere at the bottom. Let's say if we're looking at this thing from here, this is, you can say this at the bottom. It's not necessarily bottom, but this is another one, doji at the bottom. We ignore it. It's easy for something to fall because of gravity than for something to stay up. That's the simple interpretation of that rule. So doji at the top of the trend, 85% of the time, you will have a reversal or a retracement or correction, a pullback. But if a trend is going down and you see doji, don't say, it has finished. No, it may keep going down. So that's one of our golden rules. But it's only if the trade is in profit. So let me teach you the last concept, moving average. We use about 5 moving averages, and they are the bankers' moving averages. Because what we are trying to do is to find out where the banks are moving the price to. So we use some moving averages that we have found to actually reflect what the banks are doing, the people that are moving the market. The first one is the 34 moving average. These are simple moving averages, SMAs. We use the 50 moving average, we use the 100 moving average, and we use the 200 moving average. All these averages are explained in the pre-workshop instruction. So again, if you did not go through that, go back. Always do your assignment. I know most of you did not do that. So go back and you will understand how these things work. The 100 moving average is a strong support and resistance. So anytime we see price going to the 100 moving average, if it's in profit, you are at liberty to take your profit, close the trade. Anytime you are seeing price, whether is going up to meet it or is coming down to meet it, it's likely there will be a reversal or retracement. Anytime you see the 200 moving average and price is going near the 200 moving average, we don't need to wait for you to touch it. When you are like 40 pips away from the 200 moving average, just take your money. That's if it's in profit. If it's in loss, leave it. Just leave it. It's called the dollar cost average. It's just draw down. You will make the profit later. I hope that's clear. So the 5th moving average is the 8th exponential moving average. That is the game changer. This is our trigger moving average. This is what tells us it's time to enter or it's time to exit. This is our main trading signal. Very simple. 8th exponential moving average. How does it work? So now you need to learn how to count. When the second candle opens above the 8 EMA, so let's say price has been coming down. This red here is the 8 EMA, this red one. So when you see a candle that crosses over, we call that a crossover candle. First candle here, this is the first candle that opened. This one opened below. So it crossed over to the other side. This opened above. This is the first candle, this is the second candle. So this second candle open. Once this one opens above, is a buy signal. We interpret that to mean that the institutions are taking the price up. 80% of the time is correct. So we enter here and we ride the trend, not for 20 pips, not 100 pips, not 200 pips, not 300 pips. We enter it and we ride it until the trend is exhausted. Now, on this particular trend, you can see there was a doji here. When you saw this doji, you could have taken your profit. All right, that's a good place to take your profit. But you also saw that this is what? 100 moving average. Can you see it? This blue line is 100 moving average. If you have done your setup instructions, you will know this is 100 moving average. So you saw a doji, you saw it at 100 moving average. It's a good place to take profit. Even though the price kept going higher and higher, you would not have been wrong to take your profit here. But what I'm showing you is entry. Let's focus on the entry for now. So this is how to enter. But this same signal is an exit signal for opposite trades. So if you were in a sell trade from up here and you were coming down, all right, and you saw crossover, first candle, second candle, you can close your sell trade that is in profit. If the sell trade is in profit, you can close it here. If it's in loss, you leave it, dollar cost average. All right, so if your sell trade was in profit, you can close it here and enter a buy trade immediately. It won't take you more than 30 seconds. Close one trade, open a buy, and then go back to work. And you see it, and then you ride it. So we are just following the trend. And the same thing for the opposite. If you are in a buy trade like this, making money, and then you see crossover, this red is the crossover. First candle, second candle, you can close your trade. This is 4 hours, Iola. You can do this on any time frame, but me, I trade on the 4 hour. And if you're going to learn this, I counsel you to learn on the 4 hour. You can do this on the smaller time frames. All right, that's if you have more time to sit down. And we're going to do those things inside of the Discord in the inner circle. So we'll take a day and say, okay, you know what, today I have time. We're going to do intraday scalping using this same strategy, but there are some extra conditions. It must be in the line of the 4 hour. Anyway, let's leave that. So what I'm trying to show you is if you're in a buy trade and you see this happening, crossover, first candle, second candle, opening below, you can take your profit on your buy, close the buy trade, and you can enter a sell trade. So this signal shows you to close a buy and enter a sell only if it is in profit. Very simple. All right. So this is the last thing we'll do. I will give you an example to show you how this comes together, how all these concepts come together in this trading. So this is the last thing we'll show you. So let's say you woke up one morning and say, oh, crossover candle, look at this big green candle. Boom, very big, strong. Crossover candle, first candle the red, second candle the red, and you bought, thinking that it was going up. So you bought, and the thing did like it was going up. It came back down, dance, and then it failed. How do we know it failed? Because second candle opened below. So first candle open above is a buy. Sorry, the first trade was second candle open above the 8 EMA, we bought. By the time this your sell signal occurred, the trade was already below the buy. So the buy was negative in drawdown. If this your sell signal happened somewhere up here, it would have made sense to close the buy trade and enter the sell. But now the sell happened below the buy. So you leave the buy because it's now a DCA trade. And what do you do with this sell? You actually enter a hedge trade because the direction is actually up, but they are just telling you that they want to go down first and scatter some people's stop loss. All of you that put your stop loss here, they want to go down and scatter it. So we hedge that buy trade by opening a sell trade that is equal in lot size. Your account is in equilibrium. And then what do you do next? You just wait to see what they want to do. So when we follow that thing, you can see now, they took it down. Most of you would have put your stop loss below here. So the trade went below that stop loss. But we're not looking at that. We're looking at when do we have the second candle opening above. Anytime you see a crossover, you start counting. So this green was a crossover. This green, crossover candle. first candle that opened above, but it closed below. So that's invalidated that setup. Another green candle here, crossover. First candle opened above, second candle opened above. That is another signal. So in this signal now, we can close our hedge sell trade in profit because this signal is telling us now that, okay, price wants to go up. So you can close the sell hedge. And then you will now have one buy here and another buy. Can you see how the dollar cost average is coming in? Now we've hedged, we are closing the hedge, and we are putting in a dollar cost average buy. All right. And we banked 251 pips in profit because this is a 4-hour chart. Have you made 251 pips on one trade before? Just be honest. Okay, so now we have 2 buy trades in play, which is dollar cost average. Remember the example I gave you. We've made 251 pips. It's already money in the bank. But we are focusing on the chart, not on the drawdown, on the history, on the P&L, profit and loss. So guess what happened? We were expecting price to go back up. The price went down again. So they're trying to fool. You can know that the institutions are playing a game here. They're trying to fool people. So when we saw that crossover downward, first candle, second candle, what do we do again? We go for another hedge sell trade. And now that we have 2 buy trades, what we do is we add up the buy 1, maybe 0.01, buy 2, 0.01. So that's 0.02. And that's what we open as a sell. So we open a sell hedge that is equal in lot size to all the buy trades that are open so that your account will be equilibrium. Once your account is hedged, you can go to sleep. No stress. So guess what? This also went down again. And by the time the thing came up, by the time we got second candle opening above, we closed the sell hedge and we entered a third buy right here. This is our second hedge, sell hedge that we closed was 30 pips. That's it there. So we made 301 pips. We have 1 buy, second buy, and third buy. We now have 3 buy trades. Okay. As we're doing this buy, we saw a big doji. What does doji mean? Indecision. The price may crash. And it's also close to the 100 moving average. So at this point, you can decide to take your profit on this third buy, not these 2 that are in negative. This third one that is in profit, you can decide to take your profit or you can decide to leave it. It's up to you. You can count this doji as, oh, this is the bottom of the trend, so I'm not going to consider it. Or you can say, well, this is bottom of the trend, but I have 1 trade from bottom. I want to take the profit in case it fails. That's up to you. In this example, I closed the buy 3 in profit. All right. And you can see here that the trade actually failed. We had another sell signal. Second candle open. This crossover, first candle, second candle. At where? At the 100 moving average. Can you see what I said? When we get to the 100 moving average, very likely that price will retrace or reverse. Even if it's still going to go up, it may actually come back first. So you want to secure your profits. And that's what I did with that 18 pips there. So when I saw this hedge, this sell signal, it means price is heading downwards, right? So I put another hedge. Now the hedge is buy 1 and buy 2. I add them up together and then I open a sell hedge. And then what we do, we wait. Very simple. All this thing is like 10 seconds. Oh. Second candle has opened below. Okay. Buy 1 is 0.01. Buy 2, 0.02. So that means my sell hedge will be 0.03. All right. Now, what happened here? We sold somewhere here, and then we had a buy signal. So this is every 4 hours we're checking. Each candle is 4 hours. So you can see how long this is 15th of June. This may be like maybe 2 weeks that you are in this sequence. Closing trades, opening trades, banking profits. You have made like 300 and something pips already, but the sequence is still open. So at this point here, the second candle that opened above was above the sell. So my sell hedge was negative in 37 pips drawdown when this signal occurred. I could decide to say, you know what, I've made 300 pips in the bank. I can afford to close this hedge in a loss, a small loss. Compared to my profit, this is change. I can dash them. Or you can decide to keep it and say, no way, I will wait. You know, so in this particular example, I think I left the sell hedge because it was negative. But you, part of your discretion will be like, should I offload this? I'll just offload it. That's what I call it, offloading. So we entered the buy. Okay, now we now have 1, 2, 3, 4 buy trades and 1 sell trade. Okay, we're just following the signals and waiting to see what the banks will do. And can you see what happened? Dollar cost averaging. All these buyers became dollar cost average, and the trade went up. Exactly what I showed you in that example. It always happens, especially with gold. If it's going down, it's going to go back up. So you see the first initial trade that some of you would have closed in panic, in a loss, it eventually came back to profit. You can close it at break even, but this one will actually close it in profit, and you can see all the trades we closed. 280, 379, 306, 1,267 pips in this sequence. This sequence was about 7 or 8 trades all together. And then at some point, it may take you 2 or 3 weeks, but you are able to close out a sequence in profit. And then you start a new one. And you are going about your normal day. All right. So have you guys gotten value so far? This is already about 90 minutes. And Latif is asking, if you got value, type value in the chat. Type value, give me some reactions. Let me see. Samsung, who is Samsung? Please, if you are on the group, Samsung, rename yourself to your name so that I don't call you Samsung. SMA125. All right. Item. Says value. Emmanuel value. Godfrey, great value. Kelly Faith, value. Sam. All right. Awesome. This is some testimonials of some guys that attended just what I just showed you now. Thanks for your strategy. I joined your class on Thursday and I went back to my higher time frame. I've been making massive. See, some of you is just to reduce the stress and you just begin to make profits. And I even asked him that what instrument are you trading on? It says UJ and EU. So he's not even trading gold. I recommend you trade gold because gold has long swings and is volatile. So I don't want stress. I want to enter and come out at 500 pips, one leg like this. Gold can do that. I will show you. Gold is very is very fond of having long swings in one direction. And that's what you want. You don't want stress. Enter at the bottom and be watching every 4 hours. When you see doji, take your money. All right. So let me show you the wealth plan. This is my challenge account now. I want to show you. I was telling you that I'm taking $500. So who would like to learn how to take $500 to $500,000 in the next 3 to 5 years? As in, if you have $500,000 in your account, do you know what that is? Let's do the calculation. $500,000 to Naira. So that you guys get the context. Godfrey says even to 10 years. No, 10 years is even far. Some of you can do it in 3 years. It's just that you are not focused. You want to hammer. $500,000 is 836 million Naira. What do you want to do in life? Just devote 5 years. And it's not as if you are devoting 5 years of slaving. It's just the consciousness that I'm managing my money and I'm utilizing something called compound interest. I want to explain that to you. I want you to calm down and stop looking for signals, looking for all these people that will trade for you, investment. No, calm down. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. I want to show you how to use it to become financially free. So, everybody, take this website down, thecalculatorsite.com. Someone can type it in the chat for me so that others can have it. DHE calculatorsite.com. So let's go there. The calculator site. This should be your best website from today. If you put $1,000 in the bank, in a year, they give you 6% in a year. You are going to get $61. That's what you get it with fixed deposit in your 1,000. How much is inflation in Nigeria? 33%. Your $1,000 is now worth $666 in Naira. All right. What if you put it in the stock market and you make 20%? You got $219. That's some serious return in stock market in a year annually. But your inflation is 33%. So what investment do you want to do just to even preserve your money and not lose the value? Not to talk of building wealth. We are struggling to even preserve your money. What if you follow what I'm teaching you and you do 10% per month, not per year, per month? Managing your money by yourself, 100% in your control, regulated broker, as in no stories. Nobody can run away with your money except you. You are the one can run away with the money because the money is with you. It's in your control. If you do this in a year, and most of you guys that are already trading, you know how to do 10% a month. Though. It's just that you don't have a plan. All right, and you are in a hurry to blow. Maybe obviously there's money problem too. So if you do this for a year, your 1,000 will become 3,138. You have made $2,000 interest. You doubled your money in 8 months because of compound interest. Now, it means that this account, you are not withdrawing from it. And that's what I teach you guys. The reason you came to Forex was to learn how to become financially free. You don't want another full-time job. And what you guys are doing, the mentality, because that's the way you were taught. Put your money, $200. Oh yeah, make $50, withdraw it. Make $20, withdraw it. And always be withdrawing, right? Make another $10, withdraw it. Because you are scared of blowing the account. It's because you don't know what you are doing. You don't have a plan. You are gambling. So tomorrow, what worked today may not work tomorrow. That's why. But if you were sure you could do 10% per month, you are using the lowest risk account possible. You are using a fail-proof strategy. You are not wasting your time. That means you can actually focus on your business and make more money, more capital to fund your account. And you're on a reputable platform. What else are you looking for? What if you do this for 5 years? Not 15, 5 years, please. I don't want someone to faint on this account. This Zoom. $300,000 in 5 years. $1,000. 300,000 $304,000 in 5 years. Please, will you be financially free with $304,000 in 5 years? Will you be financially free? So let me show you my account now. Let me show you my account. So this is FXB. You can see it's a third-party audited statistics account. All right. Now, this is what I was showing you then. So I'm on 376. Oops. So this was actually about 390 something, but I did some offloading recently. You can see my balance. I did some offloading. You know those small trades I was telling you about? From time to time, I do those offloading. So I did some offloading today. And that's why the thing dropped to 376. And the monthly, the average also dropped. But forget about that. Just take the 10.8% per month. So if I was doing, let's just say 11% per month, 11%, that's $500,000 already in 5 years. So it is just maths. It's maths. You don't have to be a genius. You just need to be foolish enough to do something consistently and don't sabotage yourself. Because the 5 years will come anyway. Whether you like it or not. 5 years from now, you will still see me like, there are some of you on this call, you've known me for more than 5 years or 2 years. Some of you on this call, you saw me when I started this challenge account. The account is now at $3,000. All right. Just look at the breakdown. I'm on the 14th month, exactly 14th month, and this is where my projection should be 3,300, and I'm on 3,100. So I'm right in sync with the projection. I'm doing 10% per month. That's the projection. What's going to happen if, some of you like, so I no go withdraw at all? Yes, this is your freedom account, because if you withdraw from it, yes, God free. If you put $5,000, I mean, all well and good. If you have $5,000, put it here. Where do you want to put it? Where? And if you have $5,000, 10% per month, I mean, don't let me do the calculation. You can come here instead of withdrawing every month, why don't you have patience? Maybe you have a job, you have a business. Let your job and your business feed your family. Leave this money for your future. 5 years is not a long time. If you eat this money, you are going to rob yourself the benefit of compound interest, because your capital will be reducing. You'll be starting from scratch. You'll be doing simple interest. I want you to do compound interest, because at the end of year 1, you have 3,000. At the end of year 2, you have 12,000. Do you know that after this 12,000, you can actually remove your initial balance of 1,000 from this 12,000 and continue with the 11? That's if you want, but why? Because in year 3, you now have 42,000. In year 4, you have 149. Why? You can take $5,000 here at the end of month 3. You can take 1,000 at the end of month 2. You can take 10,000 or 20,000 at the end of year 4. You can take 100,000 at the end of year 5 and go and do something. Diversify, Abby. $100,000, that's 160 million. I mean, what do you want to do that you can't do 160 million? You want to buy a house in Banana Island? You want to open, 5 years? What's your other plan? Anyway, that's my burden. That's why I'm doing these trainings. You can see that I'm passionate about it. I want you guys to see that you can do this thing. But it takes you making a decision. This is 11%. You people on this call, most of you can do 15% a month if you focus. Because you may have more time than I do. I don't have time to sit down and trade. If I had time to sit down and trade, I could do 20, 30% a month doing what I'm showing you. But guess what you can do? Let's go back to 10%. 10%. I don't have $1,000 to start, no problem. Start with your $500, but force yourself to save $50 a month. The difference between $1,000 straight and adding $50 a month is extra $150,000 in profit in 5 years. See, 300. If I add $50 a month, that's $450,000. $150,000, and you just added additional $3,000 over 5 years. So If you like, do $20. $20. All right. Just have the habit of funding your account. Anyway, so I hope that helped you. Go back to this website and throw in some numbers, look at your capital and see the projection, and then say, okay, how much can I add to my account every month so that I can grow my my wealth. All right. And that's what I'm doing. I've been doing this for 15 months on this challenge account to show you guys that it's possible. How are you going to fail with $500,000 or $100,000 if that's your own goal? With 160 million in your account, what are you going to buy? This is time for you to be honest. Who are you going to help? Stop sleeping on a bicycle. So I'm sure most of you feel like this now. I told you I was going to punch you with value in this webinar. You have no excuse for failing after this webinar. Absolutely no excuse. So this is how your expectation should be. You are going to always have a learning curve. I call that drawdown, like that ShopRite. There's going to be an expense. This your expense can be, what I suggest is the cost of learning. It's the cost of mentorship or learning. All right. And once you go that route, after a while, your profit becomes exponential and it supersedes your expense. Okay, so I do physical trainings from time to time. This is an online training because we have people from different states. My physical trainings are mostly in Lagos, so I can't limit you to that. But you guys have the equal opportunity to learn what others learned in the physical workshop from me online. And then we can mentor you inside of our online community because that's where we trade on a daily basis. You cannot get mentored in one weekend. It's as you are trading. This is a snap. This is just a little clip of the training we did on Saturday, 26th of. No one is smarter than you. Can't manage my money better than.
Come across Mr. Adebisi. I see it like magic. Added knowledge from an experienced person. I know for sure that the person speaking, I can learn from the person.
All right, so that was just. No one is. If you were in that Zoom meeting, I think I'll post the picture so you can see it was an amazing event. So we do that from time to time. And maybe we'll come to your city sometime soon. So I want to give you guys that want to go deep in this thing. You're seeing it makes sense to you, but you want to master it. You don't want to dilly-dally. You don't want to figure it out on your own. All right. You want to collapse time frame so you can get to your profits faster. So I want to invite you to join my mentorship program, Smart Money Masterclass. You're going to get a course with everything I talked about today in recorded videos, broken down step by step, how to read a chart, how to hedge trade, explained in detail, learn to trade without a stop loss, without a take profit, make 200 to 400 pips per trade, right? And then how to use the 8 EMA and how to make profits trading a few minutes per week. Now that is worth about $500,000. I would gladly pay $500,000 to learn this today if I didn't know this, because I know where I'm going in five years. I'm going to $500,000. All right. So I said I was going to give you guys an offer you cannot refuse. So what I want to do is, in addition to that course, I'm going to add access to my community. I've already given you that Discord. Technical support, motivation, weekly Q&A calls. If you are on my mentorship platform, we will answer your questions and all those things. Lifetime access to my inner circle mentorship. For now, as I told you, I have a number. Once I hit that number, trust me, I can't do my mentorship less than 500K. It's not worth it for me. For now, you have lifetime access as a bonus if you get the course tonight. In addition to that, we're going to advanced strategies like using retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is how can you gauge where the market, the crowd is heading? Because you know that if the crowd is heading up, the institutions are heading down. You just know. So how do we gauge it and use it in trading? Sentimental analysis. How do we use COT data, commitment of traders data? This is data that the big institutions, countries, central banks, hedge funds, they are obligated by law to publish it every week. And we look at this data and say, these guys are offloading gold. That means gold is going to go down. These guys are accumulating gold. Like me, I can tell you for free that gold is going up. No matter what you say, it's going up. So if I see gold coming down, I'm just buying it at a discount. Dollar cost average. I've just given you expo now. It's not financial advice. You do what you want to do. But me, you can see I'm buying gold. How do you refine your entries? Using Bill Williams fractals, partial entries, partial exits, partial profits, layering in your trades. How do you scale your trades? Can you see all these things are worth serious money on their own? They are advanced courses. But I'm giving you as a bonus if you take my workshop offer. All right. So what's my workshop offer? This course is 100,000 that I told you. The cost that I mentioned minus the bonuses, right? But I added all those bonuses, and then the total value is actually 991, almost a million. So 90% discount is already good enough, but I want to make it better. I'm only looking for the few people that are ready to take action. Not everybody. I know most times it's like less than 20%. So maybe 4 or 5 people from this webinar that I'm looking for. All right. I'm going to give you an extra 50% discount for those first 5 people. The first 5 people to take my offer and pay only 50K instead of 100K to get the course, to get the advanced entries, trainings, COT data, retail sentiment, my fast action bonuses for my mentorship, because my mentorship is different from the course. So the weekly Q&A calls and everything I've mentioned, value of 991,000, go and make that payment. The link is in the chat box. I'm only looking for the first 5 people, and then that deal is off. So the first 5 people who do this or by Friday this week. That's the offer I'm giving you guys. And I think it's a good offer. I will jump on this offer. If you want to pay with your card, go and pay on seller.co. But if you want to just make a transfer, which is easier, make a transfer to the account showing on your screen, or you can copy it from the chat box or do a screenshot. All right. So let's see who is joining us tonight. Who is joining us tonight? Have you stopped blowing accounts? Be honest with yourself. It's not, you can actually attend this webinar and do nothing with what I just showed you. But for some of you, this can be the beginning of the rest of your life, financially speaking. Have you ever made 300 pips profit? And the golden question, are you set to be financially free in the next 3 to 5 years? If you continue doing what you're doing now, trying to gamble and see which strategy, you are still on YouTube, looking for which strategy you are going to use. Why don't you get on a plan that can predictably get you to your destination? So it's up to you. I've made my offer. Yeah, that's it. 50K. If I get the 5 people to do 50K tonight, the deal's off the table. All right. Or if the 5 people come, anyone that comes first, by Friday, the deal is off the table. Okay. If somebody invited you to this Zoom, you can get back to them if you have questions. Or if you have questions for me, I can take them on the call right now. So please, let's get your questions. Ampeni Amana. Is that a Nigerian name? Ampeni Amana. I've not heard that before. Amana. Yeah, Basi Amana. Is that Akwa Ibom? Is it possible to get the material? Yeah, I just showed you how to get the materials. Godfrey says the offer is fair. Honestly, I would jump at if it was 200K, I would have paid by now. I don't play with my financial future. All right. The Bible says you buy wisdom, buy the truth, and sell it not. Okay. So who's joining us? Let me see who's joining us. I thought I would have been seeing a lot. Any questions before we wrap it up? Are we already 2 hours at the 2-hour mark? Any questions for me? Going once, going twice. Stanley has a question. Stanley, do you have a question? Stanley?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Hi.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Good evening, sir. Please, I want to log into the app, but the area of country of residence, they couldn't allow Nigeria. So I was
What
thinking
app are
on
you
how
talking
to
about?
navigate it. I don't know.
Which app is that?
The trading app, ZF,
Okay, if you
ZFX,
have issues with that, then this is not the place to
the
ask
green
that
app
question is on the Discord. All right. So have you joined the Discord? Have you
from the
joined the Discord?
website.
Did you,
Yes,
how did
yes.
yeah, so ask this question on the Discord. That's where we will help. There's a setup group. For anything set up, there's a specific group for anything set up. So ask this question there, we will help you. But we can't do that on the webinar. The question I wanted to ask was trading related questions based on what I taught, or questions about the course. People, you want to make a decision, you want to be in the first 5 that I'm offering this for. Those kind of questions I want to take. But if you have questions relating to setting up your account, all those things, you can ask on the Discord. You know, there are many people that can help you there. All right, so we're going to call it a day. Thank you so much, everyone. Go ahead and make the payment, buy your course, and then get going with your financial life. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the chat if it was helpful. If you joined, if you got value from this, type on the Discord as well, and let me know. Let people know that you got value from this training. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if we'll do another training this year. Maybe I'll let you know if we'll do one next week, because the year is getting busy. All right. So other than that, have a great night. God bless you and happy trading.